Wow. Welcome back to another episode of Factually Opinionated. I'm Professor Cinema. With me, as always, is Mr. Slipcover, Bullet Blake himself. Today's topic is a Christmas special for us. We're going to talk about why Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever. Go ahead, Bullet. Lead us in like you normally do.
Well, Die Hard is basically my all-time favorite fucking Christmas movie. I watch it every Christmas Eve. Literally, this was the 18th year in a row watching it on Christmas Eve for me. It just has everything you need in a Christmas movie and guns. Like, what
I mean,
more do
as
you
an
want?
American, guns make everything better, right?
See, guns. You just need guns.
And explosions.
There's explosions. There's cars exploding. There's buildings blowing up. There's fucking helicopters crashing. I mean, this movie just has Christmas written all over it.
It is a gift to the masses for Christmas.
It is. It's a stone cold fact. Like, everything about this movie is a Christmas movie, from beginning to end. The whole thing takes place on Christmas Eve, over through till Christmas morning.
Well, let's discuss that then. What is the requirement for a Christmas movie for you?
It has to. Christmas can't just be some like background. Oh, there's snow on the ground and there's a Christmas tree there. That is not a Christmas movie. That doesn't work as a Christmas movie. It's just a movie that takes place in the wintertime. It
Right.
needs Christmas to be vital to the actual plot. It has to be vital, essential storyline involving Christmas. Period.
Yeah, and that's really a key part for me too. If it just takes place during Christmas, that doesn't work, which is why Lethal Weapon does not work. The plot doesn't have any dependency on Christmas itself.
Yeah, it doesn't need Christmas to be a movie. It doesn't need Christmas to further anything in that movie. I hate the argument over if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then so is Lethal Weapon. That is not true. That just takes place in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they have a Christmas tree lot in the movie. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant to the plot itself.
It really is, because the movie could take place at an entirely different point in time, and nothing about the script would change outside of the one dinner scene, which people claim is a Christmas dinner, but it's never
not specified.
It's not specified that that's Christmas dinner. It's just a dinner around Christmas time. But another thing that I recently read is that something that makes a Christmas movie is the main character being forced to do something with family that they don't want to do. So like being forced to travel somewhere and hang out with family that they don't want to see, or to do something that they don't want to do just to make family happy, which also makes Die Hard a Christmas film.
It literally is about, like, even the Hallmark movies of Christmas movies. It's about family coming together, and the overarching message of being with his family on Christmas morning. Like,
yeah,
it's all building up to that, even though there's a heist taking place and like people dying and guns firing and all that shit. It's still a Christmas fucking movie.
I mean, imagine Die Hard without the now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho.
Yeah, you can't, and without the Christmas party, the movie doesn't take place. And people can say it could be any party. No, because any party would not empty out
the entire building.
It just wouldn't do it. So it just, like, let's just accept the fact that Die Hard, despite it being rated R and having the guns and the car explosions and the naked lady running out of the office, in spite of all that, it's a Christmas film. You need Christmas in the movie for it to work.
Yes, if you take Christmas out of the plot, there's no reason for the building to be empty. There's no reason for them to be having a party outside of the celebration that they're actually talking about. At which point, also, the building would not be empty because all the other companies in the building would be there.
And they needed the Christmas. Someone the other day was like, well, they didn't need Mr. Takagi because he just killed him anyway. Even though they wanted him there, it would have just made everything faster if he would have just known the code, whether he knew the code or was just a fucking hard ass motherfucker. It is what it
I'd
is.
like to think he's just a hard ass motherfucker.
Yeah, like, I mean, I could see him just stone facing that shit, but damn.
I mean, as deaths go in the movie, I believe he's one of the few. Well, I think there's only technically 2 hostage deaths, isn't there?
Yeah, it's fucking Mr. Takagi and
Ellis.
Ugh.
Ellis
Which
dies
is
like a bitch.
super satisfying death scene right there.
It
Super
really
satisfying.
is. Funny thing about the guy who plays Ellis, he's also the romantic lead in the Supergirl movie.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's the same guy.
I wouldn't have put. I mean, like, I wouldn't have put 2 and 2 together. I hate Ellis in that movie. Like, he's so fucking frustrating.
Well, who really wants to remember Supergirl outside of somebody who's like, I don't know, autistic about movies? But no, I mean, you need to have the Christmas party work, and you need to have the reason for the building so they can break into the building as easily as they did. Because there was like 2 or 3 security guards down at the main floor.
There was the front desk guy and the security guard there.
Yeah.
Which the
little hockey puck looking thing.
Yeah, he throws that out there and kills the fuck out of that guy. So
yeah,
I guess technically that's another hostage death because they would have been a hostage if they weren't killed immediately.
Yeah, but they hadn't taken hostages yet, so at that point, that's just a murder. It's a Christmas murder, man.
It's a Christmas murder.
And let's be honest, Christmas isn't the same without Hans Gruber falling off that building.
Absolutely. Like I said, I watch it on Christmas Eve specifically because that's when you know Christmas is coming. There you go. You got it because he is that fucking shock face. Fucking great cinema.
Yeah, I had a friend who timed the start of the movie so that when Hans falls, that's the stroke of midnight. Now, I can never remember the time because I'm not that picky about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a chance to watch it at that point because I just watch it whenever I can get it in on Christmas Day. This year I watched it in like the middle of the day. Normally I watch it towards the evening, but I just had free time and we were like, okay, we're going to watch it. And we watched Die Hard 2 after that. But yeah.
Die Hard 2 is another interesting thing because it takes place during Christmas, but it is not a Christmas movie to me. But that's a different discussion.
I mean, it's kind of the same discussion, but it really isn't the same because it doesn't need Christmas to occur.
Yeah. But, I mean, so we've established that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Now let's establish why it's the best Christmas movie. So, with all the different weird alternative Christmas movies that are out there, especially this year, we got another banger. Violent Night.
So good, man.
It just right out of the park with that one, man. And David Harbour played Santa fantastically. But and then you take into like other alternative Christmas titles. Like you got Black Christmas, you got Fat Man, which is another banger. I love
Fat Man.
So of all these alternative Christmas titles, Die Hard still holds up as being the best. And I think it's mostly because it has the perfect mix of drama versus comedy. It's got the perfect villain with Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber.
Legit. Like, except, I mean, like his accent part, that part, I don't know about that because it's like really hard to believe that he didn't recognize the accent, even with his American accent.
Well, you got to remember, too, this is the beginning of Alan Rickman's movie career. I think he'd only done like 2 movies before this or something like that. 3?
Nope, this is his first movie ever.
Was it? Are you sure?
I am positive.
I don't know about that. I think there was another movie before that.
Nope. First movie ever.
We're going to check this right now.
You look it up. Look it up.
That's what we're doing right now. We're going to double check this. But yeah, his accent right there was terrible.
Terrible. Every year I watch it, it's like, man, there's no way anyone buys that shit.
But like I said, with it, okay, so TV. He did bit parts in a couple of movies before this. Because he was the TV commentator in Weatherby, which was a movie in 1985, and he played Simon in Busted. But that's a special. Never mind. So one bit part in a movie outside of TV appearances and stage performances before that. So I guess you're right, because a bit part doesn't really count, does it? Or does it?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I just know that this is his first movie ever. They literally talk about it on almost everything.
But he was fantastic.
So good.
But he'd never done anything American up to that point. And I don't think he's a classically trained actor either, is he?
I have no idea.
I think he got older and then just decided he wanted to do it and started doing stage over in London, I think.
Yeah, I know he started with stage. I know he was like in his mid 40s at the time of Die Hard. So
yeah, but then I mean he gave us such great villain performances, like when he did the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, also
one of my favorite films like ever.
But so you've got that villain who like nails it. The whole back and forth between Carl and John, I love that little subplot within the movie. I love how Bonnie Bedelia's character, Holly McLean, Holly Gennaro, is like only John, only John can make somebody that pissed off. Because I love that line, because they just tearing the crap out of chewing the hell out of the set right there, just bashing furniture apart, and she's like, yeah, he's alive, because he's the only one who can piss somebody off that much. That's one of my favorite lines in the movie. But and then you get the FBI guys, and
Johnson and Johnson,
and Johnson, and then Reginald Val Johnson as the beat cop.
So great.
Well, he's not even a beat cop; he's a desk cop. Because he's just on his way home.
Yep.
What I don't understand is, if he's on his way home, why is he in a cruiser? Desk cops don't get cruisers.
Because they needed him to drive backwards really heavy after a body went through there. And I mean, the sketchy part of the movie is McClane literally shoots the shit out of his car. I just watched that and I was like, damn, he's fucking unloading that gun on. You see the flashes and the pops and all the fucking bullet holes, and it's like,
well, I think I don't think that was just him, because he also gets found at that point too, doesn't he?
Oh no, it's just him. It's just him trying to get attention.
Oh,
I just watched it, so yeah.
But at that point, he was also pretty frustrated, because he had called the emergency services with the walkie, and they're like, no, this is for emergencies only. Don't pull our leg.
Does it look like I'm ordering a fucking pizza?
And then we have excellent recreational vehicles.
The police have themselves an RV.
And the quarterback is toast.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. This movie and Walker, Texas Ranger were the big things that I knew him from. Oh no, Matlock. He spent some time in Matlock too. But then you move on. We got some of the great explosions. Although I'm still wondering how putting those detonators into the C4, wrapping it around a chair, and dumping it down an elevator shaft sets the C4 off. Because there needs to be something to set off the detonators.
Well, it's the computer screen blowing up.
Sure. Yeah. That's why it goes off halfway down the building.
Maybe it hit the top of an elevator.
Who knows? But even with the little things that we picked apart right there, that's still like fantastic. Because while you're watching it, you don't normally think about that type of stuff, because it's so it goes so quickly and the pacing is done so well.
I mean, you notice how his shirt starts white when he goes in the tunnel, and the rest of the movie, it's like dirty as shit. It looks like a fucking army green tank top after that.
Well,
Instantly, like one transition from one screen to the next.
Those ducks are dirty as fuck.
It's bad costuming, but that's not on the movie. That's just bad costuming.
I mean, I've cleaned those things. They are dirty. They don't get cleaned, man.
It's dirty. It's dirty. But little nitpicks aside, the movie is a perfect film. Like it's a five fucking star movie. It's fucking epic in every way. From the start with that Argyle in the limousine, and you can just tell the chemistry there. It's just great. It's
what was really cool about that too. I love that scene because Argyle gets so laid back. He's like, "I'm sorry, I used to drive cab," and they expect a little bit of chit chat, which perfectly like encapsulates that little scene, and I think sort of sets McClane at ease about talking about some of his things.
Yeah,
because he shared a lot of information. Of course, he shares it with, "You said it, Argyle," or something like that. Just that type of response. But there was a lot of information shared within that, minute and a half, 2 minutes, which it was great exposition without actually being exposition. It was fantastic. It was very well done.
The whole movie's really well done. It's well written. I haven't read the book that it's taken from, but it's just a great fucking story about there's not a bad character in it. There's annoying characters like Ellis, but there's not like poorly written characters. Even Holly's like assistant or whatever, she's great and she's portrayed great. And the actress playing her, I don't know her name, she's fantastic too. The movie is just chock full of fantastic acting.
And the dickhead reporter also.
Oh yeah, no shit, man. That guy always plays a fucking dick.
He does, and he's so good at it too.
Yeah, because he did it. You want to hate him as soon as he comes on the camera. You want to hate him.
Yeah, he's in Ghostbusters 1 and 2 as a huge, or not 2, but Ghostbusters 1 as a huge dick because he's the the EPA dick or something like that.
Yeah.
In fact, they usually call him Dickless or something like, or Little Dick or something like that. And then Die Hard 1 and 2, he's in both of those, and he's so good at playing a dick. It is amazing how much you can get pissed off just by looking at that guy.
Just looking at him, he's so frustrating. Another great character we haven't even tapped on is fucking Deputy Chief Dwayne T. Robinson or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking loved him, and the cops look like fucking idiots in this movie, which
they do.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Looks like idiots.
It doesn't make any sense for him to be so anti. Oh, I don't like that guy in there. But he's like, for all we know, he could have been. What the fuck? Why would he have called then? You dumb ass. Like,
right.
Some of the decisions they make, and the FBI guys were even more idiots. Like,
who thought they were like super badasses. I feel like whoever wrote this just had a hard on for like weirdly emasculating the FBI.
Right. But it's still good. It's solid. It doesn't have any parts that drag. A guy alone in a fucking construction zone in a fucking tower. You'd think there'd be some points where it's just like, this is just, come on, let's get to something. But you don't. You don't want anything other than what this movie presented exactly.
And what's nice too is that you'd get these big action points within the movie, but then it would perfectly pair things back and calm things down for a little bit to get you ready for the next uptick in excitement. Like when after they shoot the glass out and he's got to walk across the glass, and then that's a hugely exciting moment. And you're like, oh crap, this is big, and then it like calms everything down when he's sitting there bleeding in the sink of the bathroom trying to talk to his police officer friend. So I mean, it keeps going back and forth like that so perfectly. It's just extremely well written, especially for the fact that its primary purpose was to be an action film. Like most action films aren't really that focused on making sure the story is that developed, but this does a fantastic job.
Especially in the 80s, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like those action movies, you just threw Stallone or Schwarzenegger or Van Damme into something and said, kick someone's ass. There you go.
Yeah,
You don't need
the
depth.
80s is what gave us the wait, was the Van Damme twin movie, was that in the 80s or was that
Yeah,
like
that
90?
it might have been the early 90s. But
It
either
might have been
way,
early
it's
90s.
still the
But still
same era. Like
yeah.
83 to 96, those action movies just
They all followed a very similar variation.
in
So
fact, I think they wanted one of those guys to play McClane. I know they offered it to Sinatra or whatever first, but
yeah, because they did like a TV movie or something with him playing a character, the same character, right?
and based off the other story or something like that.
Yeah.
And this is the sequel, so they were obligated to offer it to him, but he said he was too old, and he said, go make your way with it. But they wanted like a superstar in there, which would have completely changed the movie. It wouldn't be a good character
the
piece.
fact that at the time, Bruce Willis being just sort of an everyday guy, not an action star. In fact, the only real big thing outside of a couple of comedy movies, like I think Blind Date was before Die Hard, his big thing, his big ticket to fame was moonlighting.
Yeah, and that's why the studios didn't feel safe even marketing with him on there, because the original posters were just the guys, the building, and for the catchphrase, the 40 stories, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to market Bruce Willis because no one thought he would be an action star, and now like not so much now, but for the fucking
he's old. He's done his time.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm content with him being retired. I would have loved another Die Hard movie, but it is what it is. The fifth one wasn't great, so we'll just focus on the good ones.
I have a weird love for Live Free or Die Hard, which is the fourth one.
The PG-13 one.
I'm sorry, it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead, man. And Justin Long. I mean, it's weird that Justin Long lived through the entire movie, because normally in action/horror movies he dies or gets turned into a walrus.
Yeah. Oh, let's not go off on that fucking tangent. That movie sucks so much ass. Kevin Smith, though, like he's got some winners, but he's got a lot of duds. So we'll just leave that to it. I mean, we might be able to do something down the road with Kevin Smith, but
yeah,
damn.
But yeah, I think we've both pretty much have been able to sum up why this movie is the greatest Christmas movie ever.
Yeah, and if you don't accept that and you want to live in denial, that's your prerogative. You can do that. You're wrong.
You'd be an idiot.
But you can do that.
I wonder what it feels like to be that wrong all the time.
Like this is a topic that comes up every fucking year. Every year.
It really does. And it's not helped by the fact that Bruce Willis said it's not a Christmas movie.
Well, that he's just an actor in the movie. He's
just an actor.
He didn't write the movie. He didn't come up with the story. I mean, whatever. Bruce Willis is the man in the 90s. I mean, Bruce Willis is one of my favorite actors of all time, but it's a Christmas movie through and through, beginning to end. It's Christmas.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And with that, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. Go ahead and like and subscribe to anything Bullet Blake does on his channel. And thanks for watching. Come back again, please.